Welcome back. Now, this week on Hot Topics, we're unpacking a story that has stirred up intense national debate, the issue of racism in Namibia. A recent incident involving two learners from different schools has gone viral after photos surfaced showing them dressed in blackface with tags that read the K word. Now, these images was taken at a private Halloween party in Windhoek and has left many shocked and asking questions about where young people learn such behavior and what it reveals about us as a society.
While the learners, their parents and the schools have since issued statements, the controversy has opened up a much bigger conversation. Are we truly confronting racism in our communities, or are we turning a blind eye until it makes headlines? How should schools, parents and society respond when young people display this kind of racial insensitivity?
Were you shocked when you saw that? Were you?
I was like, what? Because I heard the people in the newsroom talk about it.
Yeah.
And then when I actually had to post it, I was like, wow.
Is it?
Yeah.
I was going to come into this conversation fully prepared for my stance to be that I don't think that racism is an issue in Namibia. Mm-hmm. That was going to be my stance completely. Of course, that is based on personal experience. Mm. But then, as people were discussing this matter on social media, and I read many Black Namibians' experiences, I'm like, but how come it takes an incident like this for somebody to speak up? So I guess I thought, because I never experienced a racist incident, and I don't always read about it, you don't always discuss it, you don't always hear about it, that racism is not an issue. I'm almost tempted to say I'm still of that point of view, but the amount of people that just came forth and spoke about their own experiences, I mean, in 2025 was shocking to me.
Well, racism may not be as like violent and loud here in Namibia, but I feel like it is there. It happened to me a long time ago, but it still happened after independence. You know, when I was in school, a white child called me
the K word.
The K word. And then when I went to go, of course I, retaliated and said something as well. But then when we both went to the principal's office, I was the one in trouble for saying, for trying to defend myself in a sense. So I feel like it is there, but it's not loud or bold or really out there, but it is there.
Perhaps that's also because we don't feel racial tension within Namibia. I don't know if you understand what I mean by that. Because if you go to places like South Africa,
yes,
you can feel it. It's like it's an energy. I don't know how else. You don't feel that here.
No, I don't think so. I think it's peaceful. It's there, but very subtle. It might not even be like bold, but it might be like in a joke.
Yeah.
So it's those type of little remarks, or they look at you and they're like,
and it really makes me
clutch their handbags
a little bit tighter.
Yeah. It's the signs.
Subtle.
Yes, they're there, but they're really subtle.
But I also wonder, are we as, I say we, but I mean me, as Black Namibians just naive? That we don't open our eyes enough to realize that there could be an issue, because as many people were asking, where did these teenage children learn this behavior from? If we live in a Namibia today where there isn't, as I said, racial tension, you don't often hear of racist incidents, so where are they learning it? So that tells me that behind closed doors, there are discussions, there are maybe events, there are maybe meetings, there's a certain way that things are said that these children are picking up on, because it's definitely not, I think, in the schools, in the streets and in the social settings where they're learning this.
I doubt, because I mean, if schools issued statements, of course, and they are standing by the fact that the kids were wrong, I'm sure they don't learn this from school, even though they are at predominantly white people's schools. But I also feel it's a thing of social media has become really, it's out there. So what you post will be there for life.
100%.
And maybe that's why we don't really see it, because people don't really post it. But once it's there, it's there.
I've never experienced, and also I'm not the one. Don't try me. I've never experienced a racist incident. And it fascinates me that people actually do encounter this. I know in certain parts of Namibia, I would say maybe Gobabis, I don't know what other, Swakopmund, maybe, where you find bigger white communities. I've heard of incidences there, but they're also so far and few in between that you could really just play it down to, it's somebody who still lives in the past. It's not a young, you know, I would play it down to that. So this has really been like shocking that it happened. With such young people. Because if it was an older person, I think I would still be like, okay, that's somebody who maybe lives in the past, who hasn't accepted that, you know, we live in an integrated society, etc. What shocked me is just that it's such young children. Because usually when you hear of stories of blackface, you know, people that cosplay blackface or whatever, it's always older. It's never children this young. So that was quite.
That was. I was also surprised by the fact that it was young people, because I've never seen, you know, the younger generation. I feel like they blend really well together. So that's why I was shocked when I posted the story. But then again, the way the Namibians reacted to this, I think it was, I don't want to say taught him a lesson, but they really showed him that what he did was wrong.
There was I don't know if you remember, there was a story, I think it was maybe a couple of years ago, an elderly white lady, I think she was in her early 50s, who had also used a racial slur, and she was actually arrested. And that sparked conversation, because we were all like, I think black people didn't know, like, you could actually go make a case. If somebody uses a racial slur towards you, you can actually go to the police. You can, it's defamation. Yes. And because we don't actually have a specific a law that addresses this, I believe. I stand corrected, of course. But it is defamation on some ground, and a case was opened, and she was arrested, and she was found guilty, and she had to pay a fine and all of that, And this was just a few years ago, and that was also, like I said, just a far and few in between instance that you hear of. And I think that's what a lot of people don't know, that you actually can go to the police, open a case, and there will be repercussions. As we've seen, there have been repercussions for these young boys as well. You were just telling me about it earlier. His sports sponsorship was taken away, and he was also taken off the cyclist team, the Namibian one. So he's really, the consequences, he's seeing them. I think that's good. I think that's good that happened. I mean, of course, you don't want, you know, something like that to happen to anybody, but you can't go scot-free doing something like this. And it's unfortunate that the child or the student, the learner, is the one that's going to suffer now by, you know, being removed from the cyclist team and losing the sports scholarship, etc. When the parents, in actual fact, should also be held accountable.
Because, I mean, they let him go out
of the house like that.
Yes.
Well, that's what we assume.
Oh, yeah, true.
That's what we assume. We don't know if he went dressed normal from home and then went and changed at a friend's house. So we're assuming he left home like that.
That's true.
But we also, of course, did open our polls, as we usually do, and ask some questions to the public, because we wanted to gauge what the Namibians' thoughts are around this, Uri. So what was the first question that we posed to the public?
The first question that we had was, do you believe incidents like the recent blackface controversy are isolated, or do they reflect a deeper issue of racism in Namibia? And the first option that we had was it's isolated. The other one said symptom of a bigger issue. And of course, over 300 people said it's a symptom of a bigger issue.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know. Hey, I don't know what to.
Do you think we have an underlying racism issue in Namibia? Do you think so?
I don't think so. I don't think it's underlying, but it is isolated. There are people who are still, you know, back there and that teach their kids these things. But I don't think it's a bigger. I feel like our government has really worked really hard to just let us be properly integrated as Namibians. But I don't think it's a bigger issue. I feel like it's an isolated issue because there are people who are.
Yeah, I think it's isolated as well. I don't think I would say that we have an underlying in this country. No, like I said, in certain towns, the Khobabuses maybe, the Ochos of the
Maybe
world,
where
those
there are
small,
many farms, you know.
yeah. But in general, and I think I'm old enough to have maybe, I could have experienced it.
You think you've never ever,
I've
not even in
never.
school. I mean, you were at a white people's school as well. Nothing.
And we got on just fabulously. We never had any, I never felt also racially discriminated against by the teachers, because all of the teachers at the school were white, and they were from Germany. They were nuns, because I was at a private Catholic school. So I never felt like there was favoritism.
Wow.
Never. Never, never, never. I never got that sense. I felt that we were all treated equal, and perhaps that's what's also been my advantage, because that's my view of you know, race and the world in that sense when it comes to different races. So perhaps my view is also a little bit skewed, but that's been my experience. I've never had a racial encounter, and like I said, I'm not the one. I'm not the one. We also asked our viewers who bears the most responsibility for teaching children about racism and respect. And of course, on the polls, there were options that said the parents, the school, society as a whole, or all of the above. And I'm glad to see that the majority of the voting went to all of the above, because it tells me that we believe that it's a collective effort.
Yes.
That as much as, you know, you are the guardian and custodian of your child,
Yes.
it's not it's your responsibility, but there's also responsibility from the education side, and also a responsibility from society side, which I think
it takes a village.
It takes a village to raise children. Yeah.
The third one that we asked was, what do you think is the most effective way to respond to such incidents? Disciplinary action, education and awareness, public apology and community service, a combination of all of them, and most of the people said a combination of all of them.
Yeah.
But I feel like we should really look at education and awareness as well.
You think?
I do think, because yes, an apology, of course you should apologize. I mean, as a human, you did something wrong, you should apologize. But I feel like education and awareness should really be there. Because in as much as racism is not really there, it is in certain communities, especially in like these whitely predominant schools. It is there, but I mean, it's really kept, it's good, but it is there.
Yeah. The deputy prime minister, the deputy minister of education had put up a statement, I think that yesterday or the day before, saying that he had also personally spoken to the parents and the children, and et cetera, and the comments were very varied. I mean, I think he's really a loved individual by most, you know, Namibians. But and I appreciate how Namibians, as much as they love him and appreciate him because he's a lovely person, they stood 10 toes down on what they they had to say, and they felt that he shouldn't be apologizing on behalf of the children. The apology should be coming from them directly. Some felt that the punishment that they got was not severe enough.
What would they want the kids to do?
I don't know what they would have wanted the kids to receive as punishment. Some felt that he couldn't speak on it because he's white.
But he's married to a black woman.
Exactly. So he's raising black kids.
Yes.
So so there were varied, opinions on that post of his, but he received, of course, all of it well. One thing that I'm glad about, I must say, I don't know, in terms of punishment, I think having the scholarships and stuff removed is enough punishment to begin with. I appreciate that they did give an apology. I hope the apology is sincere. But I do appreciate that in all of this, they didn't show the faces of these young children. Yeah.
Yes.
I appreciate that they didn't do that. I think as much as, it's outrageous what they've done and completely unacceptable, they're still minors at the end of the day.
There, the media has really done well, even though I've not seen their faces. I mean, I posted it, yes, but no one...
the faces blurred.
The faces were blurred. Yes.
We also asked, do you think that Namibia has made real progress in confronting racism, or are we still avoiding the conversation? And the options were, we've made progress, not enough has changed, and we avoid the issue altogether. You know, Namibia is known for being a peaceful nation,
Yes.
and we are known for being peaceful people.
Yes.
So outside of an issue, a racism issue, even issues related to just black people itself, we're not individuals who, as a nation, we don't get angry enough sometimes about certain
Yeah.
things. I think it's just how we are as a people. So I wouldn't say that specifically around the issue of racism we've decided to take a backseat. It's just our nature in general, across many different issues. We're just peaceful people.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's fair to say that we avoid
Yeah.
the issue.
And also to say we've made progress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your opinion on that question?
Like you said, we're a peaceful country.
Yeah.
And
maybe to our detriment. Maybe to our detriment.
you never
We
know.
never know.
Yeah, true. Because would we really confront? Yeah, we spoke about it on social media, but oh boy, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, no,
the last
Namibians.
one that we had was, should schools and media platforms host more open discussions about racism and inclusion? Yes, no, not sure.
Emphatic yes from me
And
too.
over 300 people said yes.
Yeah. Especially
Yeah.
when it comes to inclusion.
Yeah.
Definitely, we need to have more discussions like that in schools, on
Yeah.
social media platforms. It's definitely a discussion that should be
I
had.
also agree with the yes, because clearly it's not like loud, but it is there.
Yeah.
So yes, it should be spoken about.
Well, that was our hot topic this evening. I hope these young men learned something
Yes.
from this experience. And, you know, we're judging. We don't know the full story as the public. We're assuming that they were raised like this. Maybe they weren't.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they saw this on the internet. We know how
Yes.
young, people have access to, social media and the internet and stuff like that, because they have smartphones and laptops and all of that. So let's not be quick to put down the parents, because we don't know all the facts. But I'm glad that this is the consequence that has come from it, because even if they thought that they were joking, it's not funny at all.
Yeah.
And we need to be sensitive around topics and issues such as this.
Definitely. Bye.
Well, that was our hot topic this evening, and we've also come to the end of this evening and this week's Daily Roundup. We're back, of course, Monday, 6 p.m. here on NBC One, for myself and Uri.